book of Isaiah is prophetic. It is only set in ancient times, but it is really about the future, specifically the second coming of Jesus Christ. Beginning with the 40th chapter, Jehovah speaks to his people in captivity in Babylon. But again, God is really speaking to the citizens of spiritual Israel who will find themselves in a deplorable, captive situation during the Great Tribulation. That is the setting for Christ's appearance on the world stage. Did not Jesus say that the tribulation will be cut short on account of the chosen ones, otherwise no flesh would survive? Consider what is revealed with the opening of the 6th seal of the scroll. It describes the Great Tribulation in symbols. In part, it reads, "And I saw, when he opened the 6th seal, and a great earthquake occurred. And the sun became black as sackcloth made of hair, and the entire moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth as when a fig tree shaken by a high wind drops its unripe figs. And the heaven departed as a scroll that is being rolled up, and every mountain and every island was removed from its place." Jesus used similar phraseology when he spoke of the tribulation and the powers of the heavens being shaken and men becoming faint with fear in dread of all the things coming down. As Jesus said, it will come upon the entire inhabited earth. There will be no remote island sanctuary, but by divine intervention, the nuclear holocaust will be interrupted. And that is the point in time when the pre-recorded words of God in the opening verses of the 41st chapter of Isaiah are spoken. "Listen to me in silence, you islands. Let the nations regain their strength. Let them approach, then let them speak. Let us come together for judgment." Ah, the judgment. And what is the basis for the judgment? All of mankind will be presented with a choice. Either accept Christ as earth's new king or persist in supporting Satan's evil system. That is why God permits the nations to regain strength in the post-tribulation period. For those interested, the Bible clearly informs us that the post-tribulation period will amount to 3.5 years. That period is symbolized as the hour of test, during which the 8th king will reign for 1 hour. This 8th king that will spring from the 7 is also portrayed as an image of the 7-headed beast that will come alive and speak and cause to be killed those who will not worship it. In Isaiah, Jehovah speaks of this coming event. Verses 5 through 7 describe it this way: "The islands have seen it and have become afraid. The ends of the earth began to tremble. They draw near and come forward. Each one helps his companion and says to his brother, 'Be strong.' So the craftsman strengthens the metalworker. The one who flattens with the forge hammer strengthens the one hammering at the anvil. He says about the soldering, 'It is good.' Then it is fastened with nails so that it will not topple over." From Jehovah's standpoint, all humans are like grasshoppers to him. It is laughable that puny earthling creatures would try to fabricate an institution as a substitute for Christ's heavenly kingdom. That is why God, in the last verse of the 41st chapter, God describes their efforts as a delusion and unreality. Just to convince any doubters that the prophecy applies to the future and not to the past, Jehovah states that he will make Israel his threshing sledge, and that is why God will take hold of the hand of his fearful servant to give him the power of Samson. Indeed, God's unnamed servant is actually Jesus and his 144,000 associates, some of whom, a remnant, will be on earth to experience the Great Tribulation. But that the 41st chapter of Isaiah speaks of the final judgment by Christ is evident by what is stated in the 25th verse. "I have raised up someone from the north, and he will come, one from the rising of the sun, who will call on my name. He will trample rulers as if they were clay, like a potter who treads moist clay." Although God used Cyrus to topple Babylon and even referred to him as my anointed one, the Persian king did not call upon the name of Jehovah. No, the warrior king only typified Christ. Did not Jesus say that he would smash the nations with an iron rod? And did not Jesus come in the name of Jehovah in the first century? He most certainly did. Not coincidentally, in the run-up to the world-ending war at the place called Armageddon, Revelation refers to the pouring out of the sixth bowl of God's anger on the great river Euphrates and the drying up of its water, just as Cyrus had somehow diverted the literal river on the night of Babylon's fall in order to prepare the way for the kings from the rising of the sun. Who are these kings from the rising of the sun? They are Christ and the chosen, who at that time will be shining as brightly as the sun in Christ's then reigning kingdom. By the way, in Hebrew, the name Isaiah means the same as the name Jesus. Jehovah is salvation. Now, in regards to the Watchtower's comment about Joseph of Arimathea, he was a secret disciple of Jesus. And when Christ's closest disciples abandoned him and were scattered, Joseph of Arimathea stepped up and made sure that Jesus received a proper burial. Why didn't Peter, James, or John take care of this? Good question. No doubt Jesus has many secret disciples now who will come to the fore when the Watchtower crashes at the outbreak of global war. When Christ initiates the trampling of the rulers of Satan's world,